Hello everyone, I am Carrie and I'm back with another pick a card reading, and this time the topic is what brings you peace. So I was just thinking about this, how, one man's peace is another man's not peace. We all have different definitions of peace, and it's better for us to know our own definition of peace, or what elements bring us peace, rather than to just be like, I want peace. But what does peace mean to you? What does it look like, feel like, smell like? What kinds of environments? Like for me, I like a little bit of background noise. I remember as a kid, I loved hearing the vacuum cleaner or the lawnmower in the background. Like, I don't know, it just brought me peace, and I could go right to sleep if I heard that. But for some other people, they hate that. Like, they want peace and quiet. They want no noise at all. Other people want the noise of the city. And this is like a very low level of what peace actually means to us. Anyway, so I wanted to do this reading to see what brings us peace. We got 4 different piles. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And while you're picking your piles, I just want to say thank you so much for being here in this reading. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for all the love you showed me in this channel. Okay, so let's get started with pile 1. Alright, pile 1, what brings you peace? Let's start out with these first 2 cards here. We've got Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, and Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So looking at these 2 cards, it's very interesting. It feels like, to me, if you know anything about Pleiades, which I can't say I know a lot, but I do know that Pleiades is known for like being a collective and being very close to one another. So they say that sometimes people from Pleiades have issues with codependency because they are so used to on their home planet being like close, maybe in each other's brains all the time. It's like maybe separate individuals, but the same. Like the way that they're able to connect and contact each other is just instantaneous, close, like peas in a pod, let's say. And then we have this Priestess, how you being called to step up and lead. So what I'm seeing from here is that you are someone who really likes to be a part of a greater mission, but not just by yourself. You want to be like serving with others, especially because I see this Priestess card is making me think of you wanting to serve humanity in some way. And with the Pleiades, again, I just feel like the closeness in relation to other people. So you want to be like a part of a group or a collective that like serves for some greater purpose. Let's see, what else are we getting here? And of course, you want it to be for a positive thing. Like I keep saying, for a greater purpose, but like for some sort of positive aspect. Like maybe you even want to be a teacher, but you just want to be amongst a group of teachers who are really there for the kids, who are not just like trying to make money, not just trying to like pay off their student debts, but no, I'm actually there for the kids. I'm actually teaching them the better ways in life, how to be better humans than I used to be, how to be better humans than your parents used to be, how to be better humans than the past. Like, let's not repeat the same mistakes. Okay, let's get clarifying cards. So this is what's going to bring peace for you. So I'm assuming this is just a situation in which if you had these elements around you, then you would be at peace. So what brings you peace? We've got share the love. This card, you can see the heart in this person's hand, and the heart is kind of being broken and torn open. So it's like having an open heart, which really gives me Pleiades energy. And then look at this card, shine. I want to say this is the star. Or is it the sun? Either the sun or the star in tarot. Her heart is, you can't even tell because the light is so bright on it. I'm just going to move it away. Her heart is wide open. She's like really shining her light out there. And then daydreams and decisions. And then we got balance, which, is that the lovers? I want to say it's the lovers. So, turn my light off. Again, what you want to do is to be a part of a collective. And I really think it's like you just want to literally bring better energy to the world. That's what would bring you peace. Like if you were a part of a group that were doing that, when it comes to share the love, like literally, and when I think of like a group that is bringing peace to the world, like you could be a comedian, you could be an actor, you could be a preacher, you could be maybe even a part of a choir. You don't even have to be like the main person. You can just be a part of something. So you can be a preacher or a part of the choir, or it doesn't even have to be a like gospel choir. It could be just a part of people who sing. Um, Again, you could be a teacher, like something that is helping to better humanity in a positive way. You could be a lawyer. Let's see. Or maybe these are things that you would like to be. But again, these are all things that are like roles that you could be playing to assist in helping further the positive energy in humanity, and also roles in which you're not alone. Like there's a whole team working with you, especially when I'm thinking about the pastor. I just feel like, yes, there's going to be a whole team working with you. You're not going to be alone. You're not going to have to lead the congregation by yourself. You are all going to have a shared group of beliefs that you believe in, and you're going to be furthering humanity in that way. Like using your voice or using your gifts or using your skills. And that's what will bring you peace, like making sure that you're using your gifts and skills for something positive, like putting something positive out there. We got shine again. It's like the heart. But if we just look at these two cards, we see the heart and share the love. The heart is there, but it's not fully open. And then shine, that thing is open, it's cracked open, it's fully open. So for you to have peace, you really need to be in a place in where you could fully express your beliefs, what you believe in, what is like close to your heart, your passions. You could even be an artist, as long as there are other people around you also doing art. So you could be a part of a co-op or something where you all are doing art together, or even have a friend group. But I'm thinking of this like on a more, like a larger scale. I was thinking Teach for America, where people are all over America teaching these kids, like being a part of a group and sharing your gifts in that way. Daydreams and decisions. This person looks like they are meditating. And it is underneath the priestess card. It's like, how are you being called to step up and lead? So for me saying this, it's just really kind of clarifying that you do want to give from your heart, like from a place of purity, especially because we see priestess, how you being called to step up and lead, and then daydreams and decisions. Both of these cards kind of remind me of meditation. So you could be someone who, of course, you could literally be somebody who meditates and, every day it's like, okay, this is my mission for the day. I'm going to get out there and this is what I feel called to do today. Or your life could literally be like a meditation. Like you're not even going to get involved in something if you don't feel like it's going to be something that's good for you and for your heart, for humanity. Like it's going to be, for you to be at peace every day, your heart needs to be into the things that you're doing. You don't make any decision just lightly, like you take those things seriously. Or for you to be at peace, that's what you would need to do. You would need to lead and guide your life in a way that is in alignment with your beliefs and what you think, like what you think that humanity, like the direction in which you think humanity should be going. You would need to make sure you're oriented in that direction, and the things that are coming through you are going in that direction. So if you're going to be teaching something, you want it to be something that you really and truly believe in, which makes me think of pastor, even like a Sunday school teacher, or even like a, just a regular teacher, or a teacher who has like religious, because they have religious schools too. I can't think of what they are, but like someone who does something like that, who it's like you're going to teach the word, but you're also going to be teaching these kids, but everything that you teach is going to also go back to this main thing that you believe in, or that your collective of people believes in. And you really just want to make sure that you are out there spreading the good word. And the last card we have is balance. You see how these two people are kind of morphing into each other? I believe for you to be at peace, you're going to want to make sure that humanity is going in the right direction. And the right direction is going to be whatever you feel like the right direction is. It's like you're just really very much interested in furthering your mission, or furthering the things that you and your people believe in. Like you just really want to put it out there. You want to make sure it's going out there into the world. You would like this to happen to the world, like for everybody to come together and be one, just like this Pleiades energy. Like basically you all have the same mind type energy. Wow. You see their eyes? I don't know if you can see the colors of their eyes, but the guy has a blue eye, the lady has a purple eye. Together they have a green eye. Greenish eye. And it just kind of makes me think of like coming together, having the same mission, and then this combined eye that they have being the one that is like furthering the mission of whatever you believe in. I don't know, that's a little out there, but honestly I just feel like you want to get together with a collective of people. This is where you'd be most at peace if you were surrounded by people who believe the same things as you and who you were teaching to others or to kids or just putting information out there into the world that is in alignment with your beliefs. Like it sounds complicated, but it actually seems pretty simple. Now I wanted to get a card of advice or like, I guess advice or guidance to help you, be at peace into the thing you want to be. And you got the Lion, but I actually want to read this from the deck. This is the Animal Spirit Guidebook, so let's find Lion. Okay, we've got Lion. Patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. The lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all but known intimately by a few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. It reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. So when in balance, you are the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn, and too serious. To bring into balance daily medication, daily meditation and friendship. I love this. This kind of reiterates some of the things that I was saying that this is about the meditation. Really wanting to make sure you are in alignment with what you believe in, and that's what you're putting out into the world. It says lion personality dedicates their life to spiritual and personal growth. I love that too, because that's what I feel like is happening here. Like for you to be most at peace, your heart would need to be open like this star card or sun card. So you might start off like, I'm a little hesitant, but no. Being the most at peace, your heart would be open. And how do you get your heart to open? You just aligning yourself with what you really and truly believe in and putting that out there into the world, rather than just, going along with what anybody else believes in. Like, no, me and my collective, we believe in this thing. We're going to move forward and move this thing forward together. These beliefs, these things are important to us. And I'm going to be in alignment, and then that's what I'm going to spread out to the world. So, for you to be at peace, that is what you would be doing in your life, Pile 1. Okay, we're going to move on to Pile 2. Okay, Pile 2, these are your pre-shuffled cards. So, for you to be at peace, let's see. I'm going to start with these first two cards. We've got Answer the Call and Dance with Life. What is your soul calling you to do, and do something to change your energy? So, I like these two because it says, it's basically saying, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade, like answer the call. You've been given something, and I won't even say an assignment, but like a situation is going on in your life, or this is how your life was set up. These are the pieces that you have to work with. Instead of being upset about it, in order for you to be at peace, you would just need to work with them. So dance with life, go with the flow, figure out how to make it work, figure out, okay, these are the people I have in my life who are around me. These are my parents, these are my friends. Like, let me figure out how I can make this work for me. Like, let me flow. Let me not, complain. Let me not run away. Let me just flow with it. Let me flow with the education I have. Let me flow with the degrees I have. Let me flow with the job that I have. Let me flow with the skills and talents that I have. Like, all of it, you're just going to take it and, make it work. Let it flow. Even if you're put in a situation, you're just like, what am I supposed to do here? Why am I here right now? It's It's like, just dance with it. Make it work for you. So you might be an alchemist or someone who is just really good at, making something from nothing. Okay, let's get some more cards that I've already pre-shuffled. All right, we've got coming together, move, choose your battles, moving on, and win or lose. All right. So the first card is coming together, and then this just makes me think about when things are given to you, like when life gives you lemons, like when things are thrown at you, situations are thrown at you, people come into your life. It's interesting because it doesn't feel like you asked for these things or you really particularly wanted these things. It's just like these things are there. This is the situation that it is. And for you to be at peace no matter what the situation is, you would just need to flow with it. And that's why I'm thinking it's like really larger scale things, like larger scale things that are just happening in life itself. Not necessarily things that would only affect you, but things that will affect the world on a bigger scale. Because it's not things that you can control. Like, I feel like you can control your environment, but there are certain things that you cannot control in where you live, or when it comes to like world politics, or even beliefs of people who are around you, let's say. You cannot really control that, and you cannot run away from every single one of those people, because there's certain people who just are everywhere. No matter what, certain types of people are going to exist. And so for you to be at peace, it's kind of like saying don't even worry about all that. Just, do your best to make it work for you. Like, do what you got to do to make it work, because you have that skill and ability, and that will bring you at peace. It's kind of like the path of least resistance for you, where for some people it would be like to move away, to go away, or to like stop talking to them or stop going to that place. For you, it's like, I'm going to accept it the way it is, and we're going to see how we can work with it. Because maybe it's more important to you to be in that place, or to be with those people, or to have that situation than not. And then we got move, which is very much going along with the dance with life. I think this is the Chariot card. So look at this energy. They're moving the energy. It's interesting for you to be at peace. Just gonna move the energy around. That's all. That's all. That's easy. Like, I'm really getting that it's easy for you to do. Again, it's easier for you to do that than going away somewhere. So you may have some spiritual gifts, or just for you, it's easy for you to accept things and move on and work with them. Like, I'm just getting the energy of this is a kind of a older analogy, because I don't even know people like this now, but that woman that you can go over her house, she got so many different people at her house. You don't understand how these people from all these different backgrounds can come together and even eat together in peace, but it's something about her being there. It just makes everything okay. Even people who are beefing with each other, they know around her it's all good. Like, they don't even have to have their guard up in that way. So that's the type of energy that I'm feeling like you have. And of course, that's just an analogy. You could be a guy. It can not even be in your house type of energy. It could be just around you. But instead of trying to change the energy, just work with it. So we got this move that really goes well with dance with life. And then choose your battles. You see this person looking at these tall faces and trying to decide which one they want to tackle. That's what I really was getting from the energy of, instead of you leaving, instead of you running away, instead of you trying to change, the situation and working with it. Because again, if you choose your battles, then you're going to choose the one that's easier for you to do. And what's easy for you is to move that energy, to change that energy, to like be the rock in which the energy has to flow around. If you're thinking about a river, you are the rock in the river. Energy is flowing around you, but you're staying in the same spot because you're good there. Instead of trying to move with the energy, instead of trying to change, instead of trying to, like, you're going to stay steady and stay put and just work with it. Like, okay, it's going to flow around me. It's going to flow in this direction. It's going to flow in that direction. I'm going to stay here in the middle. And then we have moving on, win or lose. These are interesting. You think about it. On. Move and then moving on. I really want to say that this moving on, win or lose is talking about there is no winning or losing. Even if you move on somewhere else, or if you stay where you are, the outcome won't be different, is what I'm feeling. It's basically saying you can move on, you can start over, you can get rid of all the people in your life, get rid of whatever situation it is, quit your job, but the problem that it is that you were experiencing is gonna, I don't want to say it's gonna continue. It might not be that same problem, but it's like if you're searching for perfection, perfection is already there. You leaving the situation is not going to make perfection happen. You making perfection happen is going to make perfection happen. Oh, that doesn't feel like it makes sense, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. It's just saying, you see how solid this sword is in this ground? Hold on, let me move this light. The situation is there already. You can work with this sword being in the ground. Let's say, if we want to make an analogy, you can work with it, or you can be like really upset and distraught over it and like rail against the, who put the sword in the ground? Why is it fitting so firmly? We need this. Like, you can be upset with it, or you can figure out a way to make it work for you. If you move on, though, it's basically, I'm getting the energy of this. What's the grass ain't green on the other side. There we go. It's like, you can move on, you can try something different, but the type of peace that you need is only attainable if you make it so. So you working with the pieces where you are is going to make peace occur. Even if you move on somewhere else, you will still need to work with the things where you are to make peace occur. Okay, there we go. So there's a way to get this out. Not to say that you'll never have peace or anything like that, even if you go somewhere else. It's just like the type of peace that you want isn't gonna be just like there. It's gonna need to be made. It's gonna need to be created, and you are the one who will create that. Especially if you see this. Okay, so I got 2 cards of advice here. Fox and Octopus. The fox is clever, sly. The octopus has many arms, but his brain is lit up. So I'm going to read from the guidebook. Alright, so this is the Animal Spirit Guidebook. Fox, we have smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. Fox is enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skilled in business and also make great teachers. The fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. When in balance, magical, ingenious teacher, monogamous. When out of balance, sneaky and unsure of their identity. And then we go over here to octopus. We have reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. Let's see. The octopus entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries, be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. When in balance, interested, engaged, intelligent. When out of balance, needy, clingy, lacks courage. Okay, so this makes it, this really makes a lot more sense now. It's because it's like, okay, because I keep getting stuck on this moving on card. It's like, if you move on, the problem is still going to be there, and that's because it's within you. It's something within you, and it's just the way that you interact with the world that makes for you the one who needs to work with the energy that you have around you. Because especially when I see the fox and it says, fox energy helps us stay true to those that are most dear to us. They don't do well when they slip away. And it's like, okay, you being around the people who you love the most, who you came together with, could be your family, like your parents' family, or it could be the family that you created on your own. You going away from that is not really that wouldn't bring you peace. What would bring you peace is to bring everybody together, and to reconnect in love, basically. And one of the things that could stop you from doing that is, or from being happy in that situation, is if you display some of these octopus traits of lacking boundaries and direction. So having those healthy boundaries, and that's what it's like, dance with life. Like, okay, I love this person. I want to be with this person. I want to be around these people. But there's these issues that we have, and we continue to have them. We've had them from the beginning. So taking some time to work on those things, to establish boundaries, establish healthy relationships with them, figure out what works for you. Because, sometimes you won't know that something's a boundary for you until it's touched upon. So figuring out what works for you in that relationship, instead of trying to run and move on, and it's like staying solid no matter what, knowing that you're not going to leave this situation, that's going to make you be at peace. I'm not going to leave, so what am I going to do to fix it? What am I going to do to make it work? What am I going to do to make sure this thing that really upset me doesn't happen again? How am I going to prevent that? What boundaries are we going to put in place? What conversations need to be had? How can we move this energy into a better direction instead of moving on? Because this is not what I want to do. I want to stay. Knowing that and accepting that and deciding to work with it, work with who this person is, or because I really feel, especially because I see this coming together card, I'm like, oh, this is a relationship. Who this person, who these people are, or whatever the situation is. How can I make this work instead of trying to run away? Because that's what will bring you peace, or help you find peace right now. Okay, pile 2, that is your reading. Okay, pile 3. I'm gonna start off with your answer to what brings you peace. Start out with these 2 cards. We have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held, and then get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. What brings you peace? So if I were to just give a general, what brings you peace generally to the world, I feel like this would be the answer. Resting, retreat, getting grounded, going outside, walking barefoot, meditating, really just doing a lot of self-care. That's what I get from deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, be held. I'm talking self-care. I'm talking getting a massage, taking bubble baths with Epsom salt. This lady, she's got really long hair, so I'm even thinking washing your hair and getting your hair done, getting it styled, taken care of. Braid your hair, braiding it, putting it away so that you don't have to do a lot of work, like a protective style. Get grounded. I'm seeing going outside in nature. I mean, this woman is literally meditating amongst the trees. But this to me is doing the barefoot walking, even just being outside, getting in the ocean, the salt water. Or you can do one of those float tanks with the salt water. I always want to do one of those. But to me, this is the literal, what brings you peace? These are literally what brings most people, or a lot of people, peace, doing these things. Pile 3. So let's get some clarifying cards. Okay, we got a lot here. Okay, we've got the first one, base chakra, which is the first chakra. Clarity of belief, lead, success and growth, and feeling alone. So this is interesting because I really feel like all of these things that you are being called to do, or that will bring you peace, have to do with going back to the beginning. Sometimes maybe you can even think of it as inner child healing. Sometimes we may have had a rough childhood, and it could be our ways of regulating ourselves, our internal regulation might not be working correctly, let's say. It just might not be working for us. We might have some issues, or we might struggle sometimes with self-regulation in our emotions or in our feelings, just being okay after a extremely strenuous day, getting back to ourselves. Or even we can get triggered a lot, and stuff can just knock us off of our best game. And sometimes I've just seen that when people who have a lot of, who their childhood was not very peaceful at all. And so it's like all the peace that you didn't get in your childhood, you can give to yourself now. And that's what I'm seeing from this base chakra. It's like because that's like the beginning to me. I think of it as the beginning. That's the safety and security, that feeling there in your root chakra when you're really grounded in who you are, and nothing can knock you off of that. That's what I'm seeing there. So it might just be some issues with your base or root chakra. Sometimes you can just get ungrounded or knocked off of your square. And these methods would be very helpful for you to get back to that. That's what's going to bring you peace. And then clarity of belief. I love how we have two number ones here. One for base chakra and one for clarity of belief. You see this person, there's a butterfly coming out of their hand. And it's like, well, because they have their hand on their heart. Oops, let me move the light. They have their hand on their heart. It's kind of like they're pledging allegiance. And it's really like you believing in the truth, whatever the truth means to you, and letting that be the thing that guides your way, letting that be the thing that keeps you on your straight path, and letting that be the thing that helps you. It's like being true to who you are and what you actually need, letting that be the thing that helps you stay at peace. Because sometimes we think, you know what, everybody else is working overtime, or everybody else is taking on extra, everybody else is going to bring a pie to the party, everybody else is this, when really and truly you don't know how to cook, you can't make a pie. Or really and truly you can't work overtime, you're tired. You're tired when you're working regular time. So if you stay true to you, what's true to what you actually need and what's good for you, that's what I see when I see clarity of belief. It's kind of like what brings you peace is being true to you and what your needs are, because your needs are going to be different than everyone else's. We all have our own special needs. And even though this, what I see here is like basic self-care, you might need more of it than other people. You might need extra hours of sleep. So if you feel like, you know, your friends are getting 5-6 hours and they're good, but you need 10-12 hours, like that's what you need. Do not compare yourself to others. That's just what you need. And then we have this lead. This is the Emperor card. This guy's got this scroll. His eyes are looking at the prize. He is not paying attention to anything around him. He's got his marching orders, and he's just like looking towards that, looking towards the future, looking towards his goals. He's not really focused on anything else. And that's what I feel like for you would bring you peace, is to be the leader in your life, to really be focused on your own goals. Because again, I keep thinking like you're different than other people, like the people who are around you. You might have grown up differently. You might have had different benefits or challenges. And because of that, the way that you lead your life is going to be different. And so making sure that you are leading your life in a way that's best for you. Again, it doesn't have to have anything to do with anyone else. The way they're leading their life, what they think is important, it needs to be what you really believe in, what's really helpful for you. That should be the thing that leads your life, the things that make sense to you. And then we have success and growth. Especially because we see this guy and it's just his head that we're looking at. It's kind of like his backbone is this tree. If we want to extrapolate a little bit there. It's like success and growth. That is this person's, how do I say this? That's this person's thing. Sorry, I'm thinking of a Hawaiian word, but I want people to know what I'm talking about. That's what this person really believes in. Like, this is their goal. This is what leads them, what means the most to them, success and growth. And so what I'm seeing here, especially because that's following the lead card, like you different, again, as I keep saying, from others, in that other people might be more concerned with their looks or more concerned with status, etc., etc. Whatever other people are concerned with, it has nothing to do with you. Meanwhile, you're concerned with your goals. Like maybe you literally have something that you want to do out here. Especially because we see leading success and growth. You might want to build a house. You might want to go start your own business. You might want to be in the Olympics and compete. You might want to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Like you have a goal in mind, and it might be that you're surrounded by people who don't really have goals like that. Like they just want to go and live a comfortable life. But what's going to bring you peace is, establishing those goals, like making them first and foremost in your life and going to achieve them. And it's interesting to say make your goals first and foremost rather than like your family or something like that. Because I kind of feel like your family or whatever you have around you, like they're there already. Either that or they're not there already, but they're going to come because they're also going to be on the same page as you when it comes to the success and growth. Like they're also going to believe what you believe. They're also going to have that like as their goal. Like I want to go out here and climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So you might find your family when you're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So that's why it's like this is what's going to be first and foremost in your mind rather than other people who are like focusing more on, oh, I want to get married and have kids right now. I want to go back to school right now. I want to, like, whatever it is that other people want to do, if it's not your goal, that's what's going to be first and foremost in their mind. But for you, in your mind, it needs to be the thing that you're really, really, really focused on, the success and growth that you want. That's important to you. It's saying keep that in the forefront of your mind because this tree is like the backbone of that person. It's really the thing that's gonna like lead them and guide them in their life. Like think of your backbone. That's the thing that holds you up. That's gonna create the structure in their life. If you want to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, then you're gonna be somebody who is dedicated. Like you're gonna figure out, okay, how do I climb a mountain? First of all, I gotta go and I gotta practice. I need to like get all the gear. I need to understand the country I want to go to. What about the visas I need? What about, do I need a guide? How many days? How much money do I got to save? Like that's gonna be the backbone of your life. You trying to achieve that. Like when I look at the branches on the tree, there's multiple things that need to be done for you to achieve this goal. Those are the branches. That's what's gonna keep you upright and growing if you nurture that thing. And it's just making me go back to the root chakra, something like putting time and energy into the things that you really believe in is going to create your peace, your safety, your home base. And then feeling alone. It's interesting that this is the last card. Reminds me of a journey. What's that song? The path that I'm walking, I must go alone. That's what's that lady's name? Fergie. There we go. The path that I'm walking, I must go alone. It's just what I heard. Big Girls Don't Cry. That's the name of the song. What does that have to do with this? So it really has me thinking about that energy of when I was saying some other people might be, trying to get married and have kids right now. And while that might be a goal for you, the way that you're going to achieve that is by going on this growth path. Because your people are going to be there at the top of this tree or mountain or whatever you want to call this thing. So it might be really lonely right now. And I think if you are currently thinking about like, oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, I don't have my people. I don't have my relationship, my kids, my friends, my family. I don't have, like, if you think about what you don't have, you're going to be in the wrong mindset. Think about the path that you're taking. Think about why you're doing what you're doing. Understand the sacrifices that you're making now so that later the things that you want are going to come to you because you're going to be in the place to receive them. You have to be on the top of the mountain. You have to have done that thing, written that book, created that show, like to find the people who are like you because they will have done that too or done something similar and they will be in the same rooms as you, like that type energy. And so if you are feeling alone, that is one of your triggers to go ahead and get grounded again. Replenish yourself again, pour into yourself, remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. Remind yourself of like, okay, we got places to go so that we can meet the people we want to meet. Help yourself see the bigger picture and why you're sacrificing it right now. And even if you're with people, other people, but you kind of feel alone in your mission, understand why you feel alone that way because they may not be focused on the same things. Imagine being someone who really loves anime and Pokemon and all that, being in a room full of people who are very serious and they're not really into playing in that way. So you might feel super, super alone and lonely in that space. That's only just because you're there now. But out there in the world, there's people who love anime and Pokemon. Love, love, love. Even more than you. Like those people exist, but you just haven't found them yet. And just kind of helping yourself to reground, recenter, understand it's coming. This is just a temporary moment. Yes, I feel lonely because I'm different than the ones who are around me. Okay, and we have one more card of advice, and that's Camel. Focus for me. So when I see camel, I think about having your home where you are, because the camel has got water in the humps. Is that how it is? Isn't that what you learn in school? Yeah, the camel can go long distances because they store water in their humps. Something like that. It's like going on a journey that's a long distance journey, but you know that you are prepared because you got what you need with you. Even if along the way there's not enough replenishment, you know you got what you need. So I'm going to read this from Animal Spirit Guidebook. Camel says, resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenges with ease, even in the face of excess heat, says judgment or anger. The camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. It represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle and eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. Love it, love it, love it. So it could be, like I was saying, like you're not, the people around who are around you, you are not the same, and it's likely because maybe there's a journey you need to go on, or maybe you are on the journey right now and you're in the faraway lands. But know that you have everything you need to survive already within you. You can deal with really hot situations. That's what I see when I see the lead too. Like the emperor is not, he's not the emperor because people just like him. He's the emperor because he takes charge. No matter what the situation, the emperor is going to take over, take charge. And you know, sometimes when you take charge of a situation, you're not always liked, but you will be able to handle that situation and just make sure, like, okay, I am doing what's best for me in this moment, in this situation. When I set a boundary, when I say I cannot do this, when I decide that this is the direction that we need to go in so that we can achieve this goal, that is me setting a boundary, and I'm strong enough to do that. So for you, Pile 3, to have peace, you would need to remember to take care of yourself. And remember, however you need to be taken care of, it can be different than people around you. Do not compare yourself to others. Know that you are worthy to be taken care of in the way that you need. Even if it's meditation or if you need massages every day, no matter what, it's important for you to do that. You know, no matter what anyone else says or what they believe, or they're saying you're being too extra or whatever. Don't believe that. Really seek internally to see what it is that you need, how it is that you feel best, and go with that, because you are in different lands. You might not be amongst the people who are like you, but you're going to find your way to them because you're going to be doing the things that they're going to be doing, and you all are going to meet up in the middle. And meet up at the end of whatever journey that you're going on, this part of the journey anyway. You're going to meet your people. So when you're feeling alone especially, make sure to get grounded. Remember why you're here. Remember what you're doing. Get that deep replenishment and that self-care. And also nature. Connecting with nature is probably a big deal for you too. All right. Also, don't forget that you are safe always. And you have everything you need already. Okay, we're going to move on to Pile 4. Okay, Pile 4. This is what brings you peace. I'm going to start with these 2 cards, pre-shuffled. We have Mirror. Who or what is triggering you, and share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So Pile 4, you could be like an artist or even a writer or public speaker. Somebody who shares their voice, and what would bring you peace is to share your voice. You could be quiet right now, or you could be like, you know, like, oh, they don't want to hear from me, or my opinion is not necessary, but it is. It's what's going to bring you peace. Like getting it off your chest, speaking it. Even if you're an essayist, like you write essays, putting a video out, whatever you need to do, like, it's like share your voice. That's the thing that's triggering you. You would have peace if the things that are triggering you to speak about, you speak about them. Yes, expression. Okay, let's get some more cards. Oh, look, throat chakra. Dedicated effort, rebuild, trust, and blossom. Okay. I was saying before, yeah, the things, it's like the thing that's not bringing you peace is literally these triggers that are coming with this mirror. Like, it could be things that you see around you and you're just not speaking up about it because you're like, no, it's not my place. I don't need to say anything. But that's the reason why you're not at peace, is because you're not saying anything and you have things to say. So you have throat chakra, dedicated effort, rebuild, trust, blossom. Let's start with the throat chakra. Throat chakra is all about being authentic to yourself, speaking your truth, of course, sharing your voice, putting it out there, but not just saying things, but saying things that mean something to you, like that are authentic to you, like your original thoughts and beliefs, the things that are coming out from, like, straight from you, or even from source, but like through you. Those things, not just like repeating stuff. So it has to be something that means something. And then dedicated effort. So this is not like just, I'm going to say it one time, like maybe even you have done that. You said it one time, nobody listened. You're like, well, whatever. I'm not gonna speak on it again. Just like if you tell kids not to do something one time, they're not gonna listen just once. You have to keep doing it. Dedicated effort, like keep putting it out there, keep preaching, keep putting your word, keep making your videos, keep writing your essays, keep speaking up, even if it's at work. It doesn't matter where it is. It's like keep doing it. Like keep putting the effort in. Especially when I see this share your voice here. This person is actually in a cave looking, it's like looking at the city, looking at the town, and they're like far away. So it might be like you have shared your voice, you have tried it, you have done it, but it didn't work. They didn't listen, they didn't care, and you're just like, whatever. So you don't care then. I'm not gonna say it anymore. But it's like, no, keep saying it. The things that you have to say are important, and you're not having peace because you haven't figured out how to say it right in a way in which people can receive. That's the thing that you're needing to make the dedicated effort towards, to like figure out how to get that message out there in a way that people can receive, because it's important for it to be out there, especially for you, because it's not bringing you peace, it's triggering you. And that's what I see from rebuild too, because when I see the share your voice being in the cave, again, it might be like you tried before and it didn't work. It's like rebuild, like retry again but differently. This is the Tower card, so the foundation was knocked off of this person. Their foundation was knocked, and that could just be your belief in self, your belief in your crafts, your skills. Like, it happens, especially if you're an artist. Rejection can really, really knock you off of your square. It can make you feel like have low self-esteem. Be like, well, why even try if no one's gonna believe me, or no one's gonna agree with me, nobody's gonna support me? Why even try? So you could be feeling that way, but it's saying rebuild, like figure it out a different way, try it again, but just differently, like rebuild it. Don't make the same foundation because that one didn't work. Try another one. Build or speak from a different place, speak to different people, speak using a different method. Try humor this time, try being serious this time, try talking to people who have similar beliefs instead of talking to people who are like completely the opposite than you. Like, start small, maybe try with a friend, like rebuild, try to do this differently. And then the trust, it's like rebuild the trust is earned, right? So if you feel like these people who you're like sitting across the way, like, I'm not even going to come near them, I'm not going to touch them, I'm not going to help them, talk to them, whatever, rebuild that trust too. Understand why things didn't work out, or why you weren't listened to. Was it that the people you were talking to were busy, they weren't focused completely on you? Was it that the things that you were saying, the tone that you were using, was that a tone in which, people cannot receive information because it's a little bit accusatory? Like, kind of understand what went wrong and like rebuild and trust that things are going to work too moving forward. It's interesting too because in this pile we have a lot of major arcana cards, so it's something that's really important to you, especially because when we're talking about peace, I was really talking about an overall general peace, but this is a very specific type of peace, and one in which you can say what you need to say, like get it off your chest. So especially with these major arcana cards, like, this is something that cannot be avoided. It means a lot to you. You need to speak up and say whatever it is that you got to say. And if nobody listens, say it to the next person. You can create a brand around this thing, because this is something that you are going to need to say a lot to many different people. Like, you want to get the word out. This is even, you can be like a preacher or a pastor, because it could be a career that would bring you peace in this, because you are going to need to say it over and over again. You're going to rebuild a whole different method of saying it. Even like a comedian. Imagine yourself being a comedian and someone, you get booed your first time going out. You still have that feeling of calling to be a comedian, but you're not doing it because you're like, nah, they're going to boo me. They're going to, embarrass me or whatever. When really your soul or you are just yearning to speak and to make people laugh and to be funny. So rework those jokes. Make new jokes. That's the rebuild part. And trust that you can do it. Like, trust that you can get there. And then we have blossom. I mean, come on. It's like once you do this work and rebuild and recreate whatever it is that didn't work before, because I really feel like this is something that you just got discouraged from doing. Whatever you restart from what didn't work before, you're going to make it better. You're going to make it blossom. It's not just blossoming because it's the words that you're saying. It's blossoming because you're nurturing it and you're putting your energy into it and you're helping it to grow. This grew from something that was a small seed, and now look at this big old ball of fire. It's going to continue to grow as you continue to nurture it. So just knowing, understanding more about who you're trying to talk to and what message you're trying to get out there and what's the best way for them to receive that, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, there's some more work that needs to be done. But you can do it. You can make it blossom. You can rebuild it. You can trust that it's going to work and happen. You can trust the people that you're talking to be themselves. So there's a lot of knowns there. It's like, you know who they are. You know what their habits are. You tried it one time. You know it went wrong. So use that information for the next time. Help it blossom. Help it grow. Really put some energy into it, some time into it. Maybe before you weren't really concerned about it. You were just like, I'm gonna just throw it together. Like, now you know. Now you know what to do. And then we have a card of advice, and this one is elephant. When I think about elephants, I think about memory, but I also think about long-term things. I don't know how long elephants live, but I'm really thinking about time and it being a long-term situation. Also elephants can be heard over long distances, or they can communicate over long distances. That's what I'm hearing. What else? Oh yeah, big ears too. They can listen. They can listen and be heard. Okay, so I'm just going to read from the Animal Spirit Guidebook. We have the elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. Let's see. The destroyer of obstacles. If you feel stuck, be rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, one-pointed, what does that mean? A one-pointed focus. Generous, loving, when out of balance, misunderstands fate. To bring into balance, trust. I love it because we have trust up here. Yeah, trust that you know what you know. And you're going to figure out how to get it out there in the correct way in which people can receive. Trust that. Know that. Trust that your message is important. Let's see. The elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. Also good fortune. Immense wisdom. You got it. Especially if you're a teacher, you're trying to figure out how to get these people to listen. You can figure that out too. You can use your wisdom for that as well. Not just teaching and knowing, but also honing your craft, honing your message to help people receive it. Okay, Power Forward. Good luck with that. You can do it. You have the skills. Just rework it a little bit. Okay.